Hello again and welcome back. My name is Tom Nelson and this is video lesson number 9, part number 1 of 3. This is a continuation of the course on diabetes control. In the last video we had AGE introduction. Now, where do these ADEs come from? Every time you eat a meal, everything you eat is converted. It's broken down by the enzymes, not only in that food item, but your digestive enzymes. They're disassembled into their basic constituents, which can be water, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, protein, fat, and so forth. So the carbohydrates then are broken down into glucose, and they're absorbed into our intestines, into the bloodstream. And those are the key to AGEs and the development of them. The amount of glucose that is produced is going to depend on what you ate in each meal and how much of that food you ate in each meal. Specifically, if it's low glycemic versus high glycemic. High glycemic is going to double the problem. High glycemic being potatoes, short grain rice, sweet potatoes, and especially wheat and wheat products. Some foods, like vegetables, are classified as low glycemic index foods. Those low glycemic index foods are only going to produce 1 gram of glucose for every gram of carbohydrate that's in that food that you eat. So that means that 1 cup of broccoli or 1 cup of green beans is only going to produce 4 grams of glucose. That means 4 grams of glucose that are going to enter the bloodstream are going to produce each about 20 milligrams of per deciliter increase in your blood sugar, as read on your meter. So 1 cup of broccoli or green beans is only going to raise your blood sugar about 80 milligrams per deciliter. Now, you may recall from other videos, your body normally tries to maintain between 80 and 100 milligrams per deciliter of glucose in the bloodstream at any given time to prevent any damage to the blood vessels. So obviously, a cup of broccoli or green beans isn't going to really cause very much in the way of damage. But the other foods, like I mentioned, the high glycemic index foods, those potatoes, rice, sweet potatoes, and wheat especially, they're going to produce 2 grams of glucose in the bloodstream per gram of carbohydrate. So they're going to double it. And so twice as much is going to enter the bloodstream. And since each of those is going to raise the blood sugar about 20 points on your meter, that means that 1 slice of bread that is high glycemic index, which averages about 20 grams per single slice, that means that 1 slice of bread with nothing on it is going to produce 40 grams of glucose in the bloodstream. And you remember that each gram that goes into the bloodstream is going to raise the blood sugar by 20 points. So that means that 1 slice of bread is going to have a net increase of blood sugar in the bloodstream. It'll be 800 milligrams per deciliter. That is massive. And that's just a slice of bread with nothing on it. So now let's make a sandwich with nothing in it. And we're going to go up to 1600. That's 10.6 times the amount that a vegetable would produce. And there's no possible way your body can deal with that in any good way. So that explains why what you eat can make such a difference in the production of AGEs, because AGEs are going to be produced every time your blood sugar goes over 110 milligrams per deciliter. So clearly, 2 slices of bread with nothing on it is going to put you in a major, major situation. And again, that blood sugar is the key. So if you overeat during a meal, you're also going to significantly multiply that consequence. You significantly increase the number of AGEs produced because you produce so much more glucose that your body just has no place to put. So whenever your blood sugar goes over 110 milligrams per deciliter, as I said, those AGEs are going to begin to form. And the higher your blood sugar goes, the more of those AGEs that are going to be produced. So everyone's blood sugar is going to produce some AGEs, whether you're diabetic or not, right after a meal. For about an hour and a half to 2 hours after you eat, your blood sugar will go as high as 200 milligrams per deciliter. So obviously, if AGEs begin to form at 110 in that hour and a half to 2 hours that your body's normally processing all of that glucose, you are going to produce some AGEs. Everyone is. So every meal is going to contribute. And of course, if you eat more than you should, it's going to go even higher. So if the formation of some AGEs are unavoidable, but once they form, they're irreversible. That means you don't get rid of them. They don't go away. You have them for the rest of your life. So they're also formed from fructose. Fructose is the sugar in fruit. Its only purpose in life is to give it a sweet taste. Your body can't use it for fuel, but your liver can. Your liver can convert it into glucose indirectly. It converts it first into something called glycogen, which is it's a compact form of glucose, and then it'll store it, but if it needs to, it can convert it back into glucose and put it into the bloodstream. So fructose can indirectly impact your blood sugar. And so if you eat too much fruit, you can increase the number of AGEs that are produced. Fructose, which again is in fruit, or galactose, which is one of the sugars of dairy, can produce up to 10 times as many AGEs as glucose, which is supposed to be the worst case scenario. So fructose and galactose from dairy are going to really contribute to this problem. AGEs can be formed from any type of sugar that gets into the bloodstream. And that can include lactose, which is also a sugar found in dairy. So all blood sugars are reduced molecules. That means that they can give up electrons, which can promote inflammation. And that is what causes all of the damage. So again, the formation of some AGEs is going to be unavoidable. And again, once they form, it's there for your life. It's irreversible. You cannot clean them out. There are no cleanses for AGEs. So the AGEs become an irritant wherever they form and collect. So your immune system tries very hard to destroy them. It creates antigens. It fights them. It tries everything that it knows how to get rid of them, but it fails every time. So now proceed to lesson number 9, part 2. You're going to learn how they actually form once the glucose levels do get elevated. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and please pay it forward. Thank you very much.